Essentially, starting in 2023, you'll be able to enter the park for free, but you'll have to pay for parking. Rising along the Tennessee-North Carolina border in the southeastern United States, Great Smoky Mountains National Park was established in 1934, and with over 14 million visits in 2021, it's the most visited of the 63 national parks in the United States by far. For comparison's sake, Zion came in second last year with only 5 million visitors. The name Smoky comes from the natural fog that often hangs over the range and presents as large smoke plumes from a distance. This fog isn't weather. It's caused by the vegetation, emitting volatile organic compounds, chemicals that easily form vapors at normal temperature and pressure. The creation of the Great Smoky Mountains National Park proved much more complex than its predecessors, such as Yellowstone and Yosemite, which were on land that was already federally owned. Along with convincing logging firms to sell lucrative lumber rights, the Park Commission here had to negotiate the purchase of thousands of small farms and remove entire communities. The Commission also had to deal with the Tennessee and North Carolina legislatures, which at times were opposed to spending taxpayer money on park efforts. In spite of these difficulties, the Park Commission had completed most major land purchases by 1932, and the national park officially opened in 1934, with President Franklin D. Roosevelt presiding over the opening ceremony at Newfound Gap. Entrance to the park has always been free. There's been a rumor floating around for a long time that the park's enabling legislation prevents the park from charging an entrance fee as a sort of compromise between the two states and the federal government. But it's just not true. So why then don't they charge an entrance fee at the busiest park in the nation? Well, it all boils down to a few historic legal actions. In 1951, the state of Tennessee transferred Newfound Gap Road and Little River Road to the park. That deed transfer contained a restriction preventing tolls on either road. Before the creation of the interstate highway system, these were the main roads between Tennessee and North Carolina, and the state likely included this restriction to ensure access to free travel between the states. A federal law prevents the National Park Service now from charging entrance fees where tolls are prohibited on primary park roads. Because Newfound Gap Road and Little River Road are the primary roads in Great Smoky Mountains National Park, the park is to this day unable to charge an entrance fee. But the dramatic increase in visitation has taken its toll on the park, especially without an increase in funding. 10 years ago, the park saw 5 million visitors a year, just over a third of what it sees now. But park managers think they've found a way to charge an entrance fee that will bring in more revenue and will help some of the major parking problems that persist at major trailheads throughout the park. Great Smoky Mountains National Park is seeking public input on proposed fee program changes for 2023, including a new park-wide parking fee and an increase to existing fee rates at front country and back country campsites, picnic pavilions, and day-use cabin rentals. All revenue generated through these user fees would remain in the Smokies to directly support operational costs for managing and improving services for visitors, including trail maintenance, custodial services, trash removal, and supporting more law enforcement staffing across the park. Essentially, starting in 2023, you'll be able to enter the park for free, but you'll have to pay for parking. The proposed Smokies parking tag program will create what the park says will be a sustainable revenue source to address long-standing challenges associated with high use, year-round operational needs, and resource protection. Fee revenue will support the care of well-loved resources, including trails, picnic areas, and historic landscapes. The park is proposing a daily parking tag for $5 or a parking tag for up to 7 days for $15, and an annual parking tag for $40. The Smokies parking tag would be required to be displayed on all motor vehicles parking in designated parking spots within park boundaries, but the tag would not guarantee a parking spot at a specific location. Parking would continue to be available on a first-come, first-served basis. Unofficial roadside parking, which is used all over the park by lots of people, would be eliminated entirely to help improve motorist and pedestrian safety and to improve traffic flow through congested areas. The parking tags would not be required for motorists experiencing the park through a scenic drive or using park roads as a commuter route, nor would they be required for pedestrians or cyclists. But here's the big catch. They also wouldn't be free or discounted for annual America the Beautiful Public Lands Pass holders, nor for senior or access pass holders. The park also plans to increase backcountry camping fees from $4 a night to $8 a night, with a maximum of $40 per camper. These fees have not been increased in 10 years, while the use of sites has increased by more than 100,000 camping nights per year. Front country campsites will jump to $30 a night for primitive sites and $36 per night for sites with electrical hookups. Rates are currently varied across campgrounds, ranging from $17.50 to $25 per night. Where do you stand on charging for parking in the Smokies? Let us know in the comments and consider sharing your thoughts with the park. Public comment on the proposed parking tag, the camping fee, and day use facility rate changes is open through May 11th. Comments can be submitted via a link we'll provide in the description for this episode. If you got something out of this video, please hit the like button and consider subscribing if you want more like it. We'll see you next time.